Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Caprice, aka Cap Social Network. So, in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to talk about something that that I would consider as a serious problem in specifically the African American community, and it's on behalf of modern day African American women. How so many of them always go for some of the most toxic guys, some of the most dysfunctional guys they can find, and in certain instances will go as far if they may have a guy, whether it may be either a husband or a boyfriend who may happen to be locked up, they may usually go out of their ways to be as loyal and faithful, committed to these same types of guys that they can be. Whereas a guy who may be trying to better himself, in other words, a guy who carries himself in such an upstanding way, who will be a positive role model to her kid or kids, if she may happen to have kids from a previous relationship, who also may make a very great husband, a guy who may not have a criminal record at all, usually always has to feel on whether she may be disloyal to him. And in most cases, these types of women who go for the bums, the bad boys, so to speak, the toxic men, dysfunctional men, guys who have, in some instances, extensive criminal records, guys who, in the worst case scenario, may either be doing time for murder or have done time for murder, aggravated assault, burglary, just to name a few offenses. These are the types of guys, ladies and gentlemen, who so many African American women like to just go out of their way to be loyal to, and in the worst case scenario would even get pregnant by these same types of guys, and would do that in some instances just so they could be that much more loyal to these same types of guys who can't even be able to, so to speak, rub two nickels together, much less a penny together, both figuratively and literally speaking. Without further ado, I'm going to show you two clips, and these clips are via Instagram, just to prove my theory and my point. Now, this here, and let me try to enlarge it some for you. This here picture is on behalf of a woman who happened to hold her man down, so to speak, by being loyal to him for over 13 years. Her husband, that is, which is a prime example, again, everybody, how modern day black women, not all, but quite a bit, would go out of their ways to be as loyal, committed, and faithful to both Ray Ray and Pookie. Some of the main types of guys who don't even deserve their love or their affection. And not only that, but will go out of their ways to provide for these same types of guys. The same types of women who may go on the Kendra G show, the new balloon dating show, whatever it's called, and claim they want a guy that's a high value man, that he'll have to be a high value man. These are the same types of women, if push came to shove, or the time was right or convenient enough, it will usually drop or lower those standards of wanting a high value man. What I mean by a high value man, a man who would be a provider, not only a provider, but has to make at least an estimate of, at the minimum, $100,000 a year or more. But once again, at the minimum or the median salary, $100,000 a year. These same types of women who always say they want guys that are no shorter than 6 foot or 6 feet tall. Anytime no Pookie or Ray Ray may come around, that's when they instantly decide to drop those or lower those standards, because Ray Ray or Pookie is just be working at a hospital as a janitor or a school as a janitor, and could be as short as 5'2". Although the average man usually is 5'9", between 5'9" and 5'10" in the U.S., Pookie, once again, could be as short as 5'2", could have a whole bunch of tattoos pretty much over his whole body, could talk like he has on the 4th grade educational level, and it could have dreads, because there are some black women, modern day black women, who are crazy about guys with dreads. Not only dreads, but tattoos. Guys who have a lot of street swag. And that same Pookie or Ray Ray, who's working at a janitor at either a school or a hospital, may happen to sell loud on the side, and that's another term for weed / marijuana on the side. They look at that as a plus, as a come up, so to speak. Anyways, let me show you one more clip to prove my point. Now, this right here is a clip of another lady who's in a relationship with a guy by the likes of a Pookie, a Ray Ray. And in this here video, photo, excuse me, it's pertaining to her coming to pay him a conjugal visit at whichever correctional facility he's at. And once again, this here proves my point, ladies and gentlemen, of how modern day black women lust after guys who are criminals, guys who don't mean them any good, can't much less afford to take care of them, much less themselves, but will go out of their way in some instances to have these guys drive their cars that they're paying, making monthly payments on. Guys who can't even qualify to get a car in their own name will go out of their ways to have these guys shack up with them if the guy they may happen to have a house of their very own, but the guy may not be able to qualify for a home due to his criminal record, his extensive criminal record, will go and leave these guys home while they're at work, have these guys drive their cars while they're at work, only for these guys to, if not have his homeboys riding her car with them, is always some random female, or in some instances, multiple females he may have riding her car while she's working upwards of 12-hour shifts, in some cases 14-hour shifts. These are the same types of men so many modern day black women fall for and are so delusional to settle for. Once again, the same types of modern day black women who claim that a man can't make under $100,000 a year, but yet and still will go and get with these guys who may be felons, convicted felons, who may not even have $1 to his name. I'm dead serious. So let me show you another clip right here of the same couple and how glad she is to have a guy of this caliber, a guy who can't do anything for her, literally. And then this is another clip of them forming a Valentine's Day sign together. So let me stop sharing this Instagram page and go back to StreamYard. With that being said, make sure, like always, you like the video, you share it, you also comment on it. Last but not least, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, you guys have a good one and be safe.